So this is how File GPS UI looks like. So first we will begin with configuring File GPS. So when we say configuration, we'll start with creating a business unit. So go to configure and click on business unit. Typically in any organization, we have multiple business units like payroll, HR, manufacturing, security. So every user in a business unit throughout the data, throughout the organization need not to have access to all the files and data, because every business unit has its own data and files. So through File GPS, you can actually achieve like you can restrict the users to view only the data that is specific to that particular business unit. So for creating a business unit, all you need to do is you have to give a business unit name and business unit ID, and you can assign a group to it. So in this way, you can create a business unit, and you can actually set up the users in business unit. So in the similar page here, you will be having managing a business unit. Like here, you can search for any business units that are existed in the system, and by clicking on action toggle button here, you can actually edit a business unit details, and you can also actually delete the business unit as well from your system. In the configure module here, you find route. So here you can also define a route. Route is nothing but the path that the file takes in any organization for the complete processing, from the start to end, from the time it's come to an application till the time it's sent back. So you can define a route in this way. You can give a route name and a route steps. So these both are should be completely mandatory fields, and route name should be unique. That should be different from other route names. And in the similar page here, you will be finding managing a route. That is, here we can search a route, partially search for a route, and by clicking on actions button here, you can edit a route name and route steps details, and also we can delete that as well. So you can also create partners in File GPS. Go to client and click on create client. Client is nothing but our partners with whom we are working with. Creation of a client is actually not mandatory in case of File GPS, because you do not want to create thousands of partners in your organizations when it is actually not feasible. Even if you do not create a partner also, you can still track the files from end to end that is coming from that partner. So in this time, you may have a query that how we can search for any particular files that are coming from that partner when the partner is actually not existed in the system. So the answer will be SLA. So these files will be defaulted to the SLAs, and when you create an SLA without a client also, you will be able to trace and track the files from end to end within the system. So when you create a user, just give a client name and client ID, both should be unique. And primary, here you can find primary route, secondary route, primary file type, and secondary file type. As we have discussed earlier, we have a route module. In that, we are going to create a route. So the routes which we have created, they should be reflected here. So if we give any primary route and secondary route here, any file that is coming into your system for this particular client which we are gonna create, it should follow this process type and process path. So the success percentage and time to process will be based on the client which we are gonna give. And here we can assign a business unit, all the business unit, and also we can give business unit as a group. So in this way, we can create a client, and we can just click on create so that a partner will be created. In the same module here, you can find create file name pattern. Create file name pattern is nothing but the file name pattern which we have created, we can create by using any type of regular expression and by giving success percentage and time to process, so that any file that is coming into your system with this regular type, regular expression and file name pattern, so that you can be notified and alert based on that file name pattern. And the next major important we have is SLA. Click on create SLA. SLA is nothing but service level agreement, that is like a commitment between your service provider and a client. SLA is used to calculate the average of failure and successful transactions in terms of duration and percentage SLA with respect to client success percentage and time to process. So while creating SLA, you can simply provide a SLA name and the description regarding that particular SLA. And the configuration here, you can be done both in client-based SLA and file-based SLA. You can give a client name for what client you are gonna creating this SLA. And we can track this SLAs based on the time reference as well. We have three types of client. We have three types of time references, that is last completed period, current period, and fixed interval. So once we have chosen this, we also have a period like last month, last quarter, last semi-annual, and last annual. In that way, we can also trace and track the SLAs. So finally, we also have administration module, like it also provide dedicated administration. That is where you can control the access management. So go to access management, click on create user. So where you can create a user and with the user ID and all the details by giving all the details, and assign a business unit to it. And you can also assign a business unit and as a group to it, so that you can actually restrict the user to only view the data that has been accessed or given access to him. So you can here create a user and assign a user to any specific group role based on a user. So here we have 4 type of roles, that is admin, business admin, and business user. So this is how we are gonna create, and we are gonna search the end-to-end file monitoring and using of file GPS. Thank you.